To buy with it, like guns.
All right. Welcome everyone to VGDA Week 2. We're going to be going over a couple things. Super excited. We're just going to be doing a really quick and pretty casual head count about the Constitution changes that I talked about last week. And if it's like too close to call, then we'll actually, count ballots and things like that. But yeah. Go laptop, go. All right, cool. So we just want to add a couple of executive positions to our Constitution and bylaws. Now, any change to our Constitution and bylaws does require a vote at our general meeting, so that's why we're doing this. And it does require 1 week's notice, which we gave last time. Okay. So we want to add two positions, the VP of Development and the VP of People. The VP of Development is someone whose job it will be to kind of manage all the development teams. And they're like, for those of you who were here last semester, we all realized just how important communication was amongst the writers, the music people, the programmers, and the artists. And so this person is going to be coordinating with the team leads to make sure that information is flowing as easily as possible. So that's what that position is supposed to be doing. Also, the VP of People is also going to be someone who's kind of helping facilitate communication, but it's more on a club-wide scale, whereas the VP of Development is only looking at our development project. The VP of People is dealing with, is basically making sure that you're getting the most out of this club. And so if there's any issues that you're having at all, the idea is that you can go to this person and they'll bring it up to the executive board in a really, so that we can just do that really quickly, really efficiently, and make sure that everyone's having a good time. Because that's why we're here. Yeah, we're here to build resumes, but who wants to do it if it's not fun? So those are what the two positions are for. So real casual here, raise of hands if you think that VP of Development is something that you want to add. Okay, so that looks like a majority there. And same thing with VP of People. Raise your hands if you want to add the VP of People. Cool. All right.
What does VP stand for? I forgot.
Vice President. Vapid person. Anyway, next. Valuable person. There we go. Very good person. Actually, you know what? I think we. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So now we're going to be. He's not here. So now we're going to be doing our the people who are running for the various positions, and we're just going to have them do their 2-minute pitches. And while we're kind of getting that organized, this would be a great time to pull out a piece of paper so that you can write down notes, and then also have another piece of paper so that you can write down who you're voting for. The first one is me. My name is Nathan Moore. I was the vice president last year, so that's why I was the acting president this semester. I've been with the club since its inception, and I've been in various leadership roles, so I think that I have a lot of experience with this club to build on. And some of the major goals that I have for us is to really get some games made this semester, so that, at the end of the semester, you have a couple games that you can put on your resume, and you go into a job interview, you pull up your name, show them, get jobs, not be homeless. And so that's a big goal for me. The other thing is also outreach. We've started to reach out to all of these other organizations on campus, mostly gaming-oriented campuses, or mostly gaming-oriented organizations, and to make really awesome events for us to kind of pool our resources and also make gaming kind of a more mainstream thing on campus, because gamers are kind of seen as a fringe, and I just don't think that's true. So that's something that I'd like to tackle if you vote for me as president. Now, disclaimer, there is no one else running for president. So basically your options are Nathan or, oh God, not this guy, please no. And if there are enough of those, then we'll figure out something else. Yeah, so I have a lot of experience. I put a lot of time into this club, and I want to continue doing that. So yeah, that's me. Cool. And
Wants to write up every position.
yeah, we'll write up the names and stuff like that. And so yeah. And so next is Voss, who's running for VP of Development.
How's it going, guys? My name is Vaz. I wasn't around last semester because I got really busy and I couldn't be here, but I was here the semester before. I was the director, or vice president of finances? Director of finances. And so it's good to be back. It's good to be getting back into things. I'm looking forward to really getting into these games, and because really, when it comes down to it, that's our job this semester, is to get a game finished, completed. It doesn't need to be the biggest game in the world. It could be a small game, whatever. But one way or another, we got to get this game done. And somehow, we're gonna, because if the communication was a problem last year, we're gonna fix that. If deadlines were a problem last year, we're gonna fix that. And so that's why I'm here, so that we can make sure we can all coordinate. We all know who's who and what's going on. Me and the team leads will work closely. Your team leads will work with you closely, and we'll really, I mean, I'm saying a lot, but like it's really, I'm stressing, like we need to get a product out there, because that's how we get our names out. We're just in here kind of tinkering around. We're not going to get our names out. We're not going to get jobs. So that's what my goal is for us. I want us to get out there, make games, and so we can show people, you know, look, this is what I do. Like, look, mom, look, dad, like I don't go to college for nothing. Like, this is something that I'm actually doing and something that I enjoy doing. So vote for me for VP of Development. Again, there's no one else running, but I hope you will stick with your vote anyway. Thanks, guys.
VP of Operations, and that just makes me a glorified event planner. But a lot what I did last semester was help Nathan with various events. I volunteered myself, my equipment, my little cousin Charlie, slightly. Not that funny, apparently. I made tacos last semester at the mixer. I'm hoping to have another mixer this semester, if possible. So I did a lot of stuff last semester, but I want to do even more this semester. My job will encompass giving us more work, essentially, for those of us who aren't too invested in the development team, like coming up with bi-monthly exercises in sort of studying game design, a lot like the design class, but much smaller dev jamming type stuff, you know, like Ludum Dares, but like studying micro mechanics and stuff like that. Then weekly dev workshops. The one thing I did last semester was me and Nathan, we had dev workshops on Sundays and sometimes Thursdays that gave the teams more time to work together on the overall project. So I guess I'd be working with Voz this semester and coordinating that. Yeah, there's no one else is applying for this too, so I should not be stressed at all, but I am. So then I also want to do more charity events if that's at all possible. Last semester we raised $1,000 for the Children's Hospital of Orange County, which was great. We should all be super proud of ourselves. But I was hoping that we could branch out to more events, more charities, stuff like that, possibly working with the other game clubs on campus, like to help us with that. Like the esports club is having a tournament for charity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I want to work with them on that. I don't know how they do it so fast, but I don't know. But then also more integration with the design class and the 3D asset class. What was that called?
I don't actually know.
Okay, no, that's not what it's called. But anyway, more integration with that class. So in the design class right now, they're doing, I spoke with Nathan and more about this. They're doing board games right now. I'd like to have some sort of like play test event where we all get together and play test their board games, their card games, stuff like that, a few times this semester, and possibly open up to other students on campus who'd be interested, stuff like that. And that is the list of things I want to do this semester. So please write my name on the paper.
Hello everyone, My name is Katrina Yee. For those of you who don't know me, I was the character design lead and the animation lead last semester on the project Persephone. And this semester I hope to be your art lead. And as art lead, I plan on mentoring and helping each of you continue to grow as individuals, along with helping us achieve our ultimate goal of creating portfolio-ready work as well as creating some awesome and exciting games. And I really want to grow with this club, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Thank you.
All right, if I did that, oh, I guess, since you missed it.
Hi, my name is Mahona Del Rio. I am running for Director of People. I am an illustration student here at Cal State Long Beach, learning how to 3D model, and I've been a part of the art team for the last year. I started with the organization last spring, and one of the things I think I could bring to the club is my ability to communicate. I've lived in a dorm setting for 6 years, not anymore, but through high school and part of college, I've been communicating with my peers on my own for a while now. I work at a restaurant. For the last 3 years, I've worked in a restaurant setting, which means I'm constantly meeting people every day, every few minutes, and trying to see what they need and try to anticipate what their needs are. And I feel like that is exactly what this position is. A few things that I've done that I feel kind of go along with the idea of the VP of people that I've done is like last semester during our dev jams that Josh mentioned, in which like all the different types of members come together. I was sitting there with one of the programmers, and we were talking. I asked him like how the programming is going this semester, and he was like, "Oh well, we could get a demo next week if we just had some art assets." And I just looked at him and was like, "Well, we do have art assets." And he says, "No, we don't." And we realized that programmers have been looking for the assets that we made in a completely different place. Basically, they couldn't make anything because they didn't know where to find all the work that we did. And just in that evening, I was able to show them where to find it, and we talked about ways that we can reorganize the folder so that all the programmers and basically anyone could be able to find the resources that they need to do their job. And it's the little things like that that I feel like make the club run better. I mean, we're really new, and there's a whole bunch of people, and I feel the best thing that we can do is just open our ears and try to figure out like what little things we can do to make it look better. And another thing that the VP of people is responsible for is to help kind of think of new ideas to help people learn better. One of the things that I've started this semester, I did. I'm part of the art team, and I'm kind of new to digital art, and I thought it would be really great if we could get some of the artists, well, all the artists, more, I guess, provide a place where they can go learn how to make digital art, because like everyone has like a drawing pad at home. If anyone knows like what the artists do, like we're trying to draw things to put on a screen, and you need to like, and it kind of helps if you are already doing it on a computer. So I talked to the lab techs at the FA Fine Arts 4 building, and we're able to now go in on the weekends whenever we might need to, and the lab techs agreed to be there to help support us and give us access to their Cintiq tablets, which are like big, really expensive, really high-end equipment to help us contribute more art to the club. And I'm so excited that they said yes, and because we're going to be able to do so much more, so much faster as an art team that like we never could have been able to do. So that's a little example of something that I feel that I've already done that shows that I could do this job. I mean, thank you. Sorry for taking up so much time. If you vote for me, I just want to.
Right. Now I'm fighting where that happens.
Emily, do you want to go first? I'll go first.
You go first.
Okay.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Zach. I'm running for the position of content lead and VP of people. The reason I'm running is just because last semester, as you've heard some people talk about, we realized how important communication actually is within the content team and between all of the teams, I think. Last semester there was a lot of miscommunication and sometimes even a lack of communication that happened, and as both content lead and VP of people, I would make sure that that doesn't happen, make sure that everyone is on the same page, and anybody who has any questions or concerns or ideas, make sure that they're heard. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. Joshua talked a little bit about working with getting some workshops together for the content team, but also I would like to try to get workshops together for all of the teams, just kind of to dabble in, maybe get some content people working with programming or art people working with content, I don't know, to kind of get all of us to kind of understand each other's limitations as well as our own, and to, yeah, to make sure that we're all involved in the development process more than just within our own specialties. So yeah, that's about it.
I'm also running for VP of people and also content lead, just like Jack. So I wrote up two different things, but I'm just going to so my name is Emily. This is my second semester with VGDA. I was on the content team last semester, and it was awesome. And everyone was super talented, and I had the time of my life. And we made a lot of cool games, or we made a lot of cool stuff for this game that we were still kind of trying to make. But as other people have alluded to, our main issue was with the communication, and I think that we can take the lessons that we learned last semester and really put them towards making something awesome this semester. So as content lead and as VP of people, I would focus a lot on communication. For content, making sure like we're all talented, we all know how to write, we all know how to design. I'm pretty sure everyone, even people who aren't on the content team, have really great ideas that we can make into really great games, but the most important thing about being on content is that you can take those ideas and put them into something marketable, put them into something that other people can interpret. So I would focus less, or as content lead, I would focus on turning those awesome ideas into technical documents that we can then send off in a standard manner, in a routine manner to the other teams so that they can digest them in like a quick, efficient manner. As Zach also mentioned, since we're making somewhat smaller games this year, this semester, there's going to be a lot of downtime for content people. Well, not a lot of downtime, but there will be more downtime for content people. Thank you, Zach. And this is something that both Zach and I and Josh and Nathan have all discussed, so no matter who you vote for, this is going to happen. But, so when content has that downtime while other people are actually making the things that content turns out, there will be workshops, like people said, kind of broadening our horizons, learning programming, learning to draw, because as people who only write and only design, those are other skills that you kind of need to have to make yourself marketable, and that's what this club is about, making yourself marketable. As far as VP of people, again, communication, like Mahona mentioned, like Zach mentioned, making sure that everyone feels welcome. This semester we're putting a lot more emphasis on teaching, on bringing everyone up to the skill level that we need, so making sure that people are okay with asking questions, making sure that people email you can email someone at 2 in the morning in the dead of night without feeling bad. Like, everyone's here to support everyone. So, to see someone who had made it as a game writer, and that was really nice. So I would like other disciplines to have that. I would like more communication with people in the industry, just to make sure that we're barking up the right tree, we know stuff, and also kind of to get our names out there. So like we went to the networking event thing, and like there were a ton of us there. So every time one of the hiring managers went and saw VGDA on someone's resume, they'd be like, oh yeah, I know that. So if we could do that all the time and get our name out there, like that would be a really awesome tool for us to all get hired in the industry. So that is what I have planned, I guess. All right, thank you.
Yeah, so as you can see, we have a lot of really exceptional, qualified individuals running for these positions. and there's also me. And then that game will get made. And these have to be pretty small scale games. These are things like Flappy Bird. Always forget the name of that other game. Doodle Jump wasn't the one I'm thinking of. That's fine. That little unicorn like Rainbow Dash thing that was on like Facebook a while ago. Yeah, Robot Unicorn Attack. There you go. So things like that, things that are really simple, things that have like 2 or 3 mechanics, 2 or 3 core mechanics. Those are really what we're looking for because those can get done realistically in not very long time, not time at all. We're looking at games where we can get done in a month, so they'll take like 2. And yeah, so that's what we're looking for. And we will be setting up PowerPoint presentations if you send those to us. And all of the top 3 games that we voted for that we had last semester had really cool PowerPoint presentations associated with them. So I highly recommend that you make some good visual aids for it. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy, but just something to get nail your point home. Because you will really respond to that, not just here, but also in the professional world as well. So it's a good way to start getting that experience. And I have a cool video for you. Those of you who have been part of the club for the last couple semesters know that we go to these guys all the time, but these are the extra credit videos, and they're always awesome. Yeah, so what that video was talking about was these games that are really simple, and that you can really easily identify what the minimum you have to do to make a game is. And so just try to keep that in mind, but that doesn't mean that you have to make boring games. I was actually up last night looking at some of the games that Extra Credit was talking about, and some other videos talking about simple games. And so there are a lot of games now where people are kind of taking the standard idea of what is a game, where you're racing, or you're shooting, or you're jumping, flying, fighting, whatever. And they're kind of taking it back to the real basic of what makes a game. And really a game is an interactive experience. That's all it is. So if you can figure out some kind of really poignant, some really interesting, some really kind of like emotionally deep game experience, or just something that's really fun to play, if it's an interactive experience, it's a game. So if you can make a simple interactive experience that's really powerful, that's going to be really cool, and that's going to be really successful. Because I think a lot of people here kind of really respect creativity. That's definitely what we saw last semester during the game pitches. And so that's going to be a good way of getting your game pitched. It was an entitled page. It was not even the right page. That's why I didn't know. Okay. What are you doing? Yeah, you know what? Shut up. Shut up. I just figured it out, okay?
Oh, is this the right one on?
Yeah, it says the right one at the bottom of the PowerPoint presentation, so contact.vgda. I guess we're just doing it like this now. Or exit. That works too. Cool. So yeah, and also the signing up to the contact.vgda@gmail will be how we start sending you newsletters, which has updates that we're going to be, it kind of tells you about the past meeting, tells you about the future meeting, and stuff like that. So the other thing that we're really big on this semester is really formalizing the development team. Last semester, we just assumed that everyone who was coming in wanted to work on developing a video game, and we found out that that wasn't exactly the case. There are a lot of people who want to be involved in the organization, but don't necessarily want to touch like the actual mechanics of making a video game, and that's totally fine. We can definitely use you. We have Matt here who's lending his artistic eye to our video journalism thing that we're actually going to be starting. So a lot of cool stuff that you can do without being part of the development team. And we still have a lot of ad hoc positions. Basically, the ad hoc positions are, if you have an idea for something that would be cool, setting up workshops, anything like that, we will make a position and we will try to give you the resources and the information so that you can do that. If it's something that you think would benefit this club, just let us know. We're really into promoting initiative and any kind of leadership in this organization. Okay, So do we have any questions? Me at all? Okay, well, just to mix things up a little bit, I have one for you guys, which is, what would you like from this organization this semester? We'd be really interested in kind of opening up that dialogue so that we have a really concrete idea of what our members are trying to get out of this group. So if anyone has an idea of something that they'd like to say right now, that's awesome. If not, please feel free to email us, and we'll address it. We'll address you, and we'll also address it at the executive meetings to see what we can do in making that happen. So yeah, anyone have anything that they'd like to say and potentially embarrass themselves in front of people? Yeah.
Can you put the contact information back up?
Yeah. All right. Dream big. Yeah. So our Facebook's really easy to find. Just Video Game Development Association. I look for the one that is associated with Cal State Long Beach. There are a few others. Usually don't have that exact name, but sometimes other ones from like Dubai come up, and that's kind of awkward.
These are also on the website. Right?
They're also on our website, and our website is vgda.net, and all of the contact information is there as well.
And these actual PowerPoints too.
And then, yeah, the PowerPoints are going to be posted there for all of our meetings, in addition to videos. So if you can't make it to our meetings, no problem. We're going to have information there for you. Is everyone done with the contact page? Cool. No? Oh, no? Oh, the deadline for the game pitches is Friday the 6th, which is this upcoming Friday, 9:59. And the next meeting is going to be everyone who wants to will come up here, and you have about 5 minutes to pitch your game, and then we'll be voting on those game pitches. And at the end of that meeting, we'll actually know what game we're going to be working on, or what games we're going to be working on. Oh, and actually, in between the pitching and the voting, we're going to be splitting up into our development teams, depending on how many they are. And so that's where signing up for the development team is super important, because we'll have so we'll be having everyone sign up and put what field they want to be in, and kind of like what their skill level is, what year they are, so that we can make, if we have multiple teams, so that we can make teams that are really balanced, so that everyone can kind of progress at roughly the same pace. So yeah, that's all.